Hi, I'm Chef Nicole Gaffney with Santa Sweets, growers of the authentic grape tomato and of the ugly ripe heirloom tomato. So today we're going to be making a delicious topping with our Santa Sweets that's great for bruschetta, to go on pizza. It's wonderful on sandwiches with grilled meats, fish, you name it. This topping is super versatile and I think you're going to love it. So we're going to start out with our Santa Sweets. These are beautiful, delicious grape tomatoes, and they tend to vary in size a little bit. The ones that we have today are a little on the smaller side. Sometimes when you get them, they might be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a good rinse under water. Just make sure we wash off any kind of dirt or dust that may be on these. And it's great because the container that they come in is perforated so that you can just use them as its own little colander and let the water drain right through. So we're going to start by cutting them just in half like that and drop them into a bowl. And the quantity here doesn't really make a huge difference. You can use a little bit, you can use a lot. There's really a lot of wiggle room with this recipe. You don't have to be too exact, and that's exactly what I love about it. So you just want to cut these in half, just like that. Drop them into your bowl. I've got some that I've already cut up earlier. And then you're going to add a few things to this bowl, and we're going to toss it around. You're going to throw in a few cloves of garlic. You can leave them whole. You're going to crush them up a little bit. But other than that, they can just stay whole. Salt, very important. You want to make sure these tomatoes are nice and well seasoned. There we go. A little bit of pepper. And then some fresh herbs. You can really use whatever herbs that you want here. I like to use woodier herbs, like some fresh thyme, and just drop it right in. And I love fresh oregano in this recipe. You can use rosemary, marjoram, really any kind of woody herb would work great. So drop the fresh oregano right in, and then we're going to use some good extra virgin olive oil. And be pretty generous with the olive oil. The olive oil is actually going to help create a nice, beautiful sauce. And whatever oil is left over at the end, you can use in vinaigrettes, you can use to top your pizza or brush on sandwich bread or anything. So we're just going to toss it around, just like that, get everything nice and coated. And then we're going to put them on a sheet pan. I always like to wrap my sheet pans with tin foil for one reason and one reason only. It makes cleanup a breeze. So I'm going to use 2 pieces just for a little insurance. And then drop the tomatoes right on. Now you want to make sure they're nice and evenly spaced out. Get the herbs nice and distributed around. Really simple, just like that. We're going to bring them over and pop them into a 325-degree oven. And these are going to bake really nice and slowly for about 2 hours. Depending on the size of your tomatoes, like I said earlier, these ones are on the smaller side. So they might take closer to an hour and a half. If your tomatoes are a little bit bigger, they'll take about 2 hours. Okay, so our tomatoes have been roasting for about 30 minutes now. You just want to take them out of the oven and toss them around a little bit and check on their progress. So as you can see, they're starting to roast up really nicely. The point here is to kind of get the tomatoes to almost dehydrate. You're not looking for quite the texture of a sun-dried tomato, but maybe somewhere in between a sun-dried tomato and a regular tomato. So you can see the skins are starting to wilt just a little bit, and the garlic's starting to soften, and you can really smell the herbs. So you just want to toss them around a little bit, give them a nice stir. And we want to do this to make sure that nothing burns on the bottom. Even though we have our oven at a relatively low temperature, the tomatoes are so sweet. That's why they're called Santa Sweets. So we want to make sure that none of those sugars burn. So put these right back in the oven and let them keep cooking. Okay, our tomatoes have been roasting for just about 2 hours now. I'm going to go ahead and take them out of the oven. They smell incredible, and look, they've gotten nice and caramelized and shriveled up. They've shrunken actually quite a bit, as you can see. The herbs, we're pretty much done with them. They're nice and toasty. You can see the pieces of garlic are really nice and well roasted. So I'm just going to take these and put them onto a platter, just like this. I love roasting these tomatoes. It really brings out their sweetness. It really brings out their flavor. The flavor gets very nice and concentrated. And they're a great topping for so many different things. I love to serve these as a condiment with fresh bread, or grilled bread is really nice. It's wonderful over top of grilled fish, over top of a steak. There's really lots of different things that you can do with these tomatoes. You can pick the herbs off if you want. You don't want people to get pieces of the stem, or you can just leave them in. I think they actually look really pretty on the plate. One of my favorite things to do with these tomatoes is to toss them with some freshly cooked pasta, maybe a little bit of fresh mozzarella. They're a really great addition to a sandwich. They're great on top of pizza. It's such a versatile recipe. There's really so many things that you can do with these. The possibilities are endless. I'm Chef Nicole Gaffney with Santa Sweets, and these are my herb roasted tomatoes.